Hey guys, how you doing? Alright, let's do this thing. Okay, dokie. We'll start into a game and then we'll get on to our French defense, the Queen B6 variation, but instead of, we're gonna go for white when he plays actually Bishop to E2, which will be fun. Oh, nice. Now we're reinforcing. We're now trying to make our pieces better than our opponents. Want to see if I can't play bishop pawn e3. Oh, interesting. It's time to play. Let's boom. New opponent. Blitz is great and everything, but you don't, unless you have the patterns down, you're learning bad habits. So is this Blitz? I am make sure. No, this is Rapid. Blitz, I think it's 5 minutes. I'm gonna play here, then castles. Ooh, intercepts them with the knight. This would be nice to have a bishop right here. Oops, that was a mistake, because yikes. That's okay. Yeah, it's gotta move. Oh shoot, that was a mistake. Yikes. I have another shot. That was my fault there. Now we're transforming our position to a queenside attack. I don't want him coming in. think I got mated. Let me see. What did I do wrong here? You gotta go over these. Find out what you did wrong. Oh wow. Okay. So you take there. You place here. Okay, I'm there. So far so good. He takes. Okay, it's that. I played this over here. Takes. Takes. So this here is winning. Okay, then alright, gotcha. I see now what my sitch was. Let's give it another shot, guys. That pawn's gonna be falling pretty soon. Now that my king's safe, he has equal material, but look at the material though. You have to kind of take a look at that. What does he actually have? I'm trying to come in, see if I can't get a fork here. Take. I'm gonna take it. The rook is good, yes, but remember, the king is worth much more. So you have to keep that in mind when you're doing your attacks. Which one is worth more? Come on. Don't mess up here. This is ridiculous. This is nothing. It's nothing to you. Come on. You're better. You could play better than this. Sometimes you have to talk to yourself like that, guys. Yes, we got him on the run. Yeah. Hurrah. He had to leave because he didn't want to play me again and lose. That shows you right there. You have to remember that when they lose, they log off. That's sad. Like I was man enough to actually play again a couple times. They can't accept a loss. That's the sad thing. We're loving that. You get in the mind. You get in their mind. Sometimes the board is not just the board. It's a psychological thing. Yeah, there we go. We're creating an isolated pawn. Now we're going to play around this pawn. Check. Ah. Probably there. How could he be in the lead? That's not, doesn't make sense. That does not frickin' make sense. A little too much pong greedy there. Became a pong rubber. And it costed me. Let's try one blitz. Quick. I'm just like, I'm like fired up right now. I'll do one more. be back to 1800. Come on, baby, come on, stay focused, stay focused. Don't let this don't let anything in your mind. Just stay on task. Just keep your eyes on the prize. Because I may need to retreat back here. Got me a spot to retreat to. Thinking about infiltrating in here. Okay, so he stopped that. Actually, he didn't stop, because I'm gonna probably play here and then castle. He's probably got a castle queenside. I don't know. He's kind of getting a little bit. Okay. Let's see if I can't get a knight in here. I want to keep this kind of open. Okay, so he's doing that. Let's just castle queenside. I'm gonna move my king though. Pushing here, knight in, and then in there. We'll see. Let's go try to push there. go. And now we're back in our thing again. Well, I'm gonna log out of this, and we won't play any more rated games because that would be wrong. I kind of did a naughty. I should not have played any rated, but out of 3, I think that's not bad. But remember, 5-minute games, I kind of went against my own thing. I should not have played 5-minute because you don't learn very much from 5 minutes. It's all about mistakes at that point. I should stick with 10 to 15 casual games so that you can learn. Okay, let's get to the point where we talked about the advanced variation and Queen B6 variation with Bishop E2. A very trivial main line that surprisingly is played very often is actually, Bishop E2. Bishop E2 is very it's very slow, and after the flexible knight to F4, he's got some pretty big problems, because if he takes here, you always have I'll show you. If he takes here, you could actually pick this up, then he has to play there, and if you wanted to, you could just take, and now this pawn's under fire, and you've just picked up a whole entire pawn. So he might try to trade off, and even if you did at this point, you're still better off. Let's say he plays there, right? You can actually, you don't want to take there. My bad. If he takes there, which would be a blunder, you just grab that pawn. So he's not going to take. He'll take with the pawn, and then now you have bishop to b4. You have rook also to a potential g7 or g8, bishop d2 or d7, sorry, and then rook over. You're the one with all the attack at this point. And then if he thinks about castling, that's a blunder, because you could take and then pick up another pawn. This bishop has to retreat, let's say somewhere like here. He actually could come back. He has to now fortify there, and just castles, and you're up 2 pawns, and you're going to basically go on to win. Your structure is 100% better. Yes, you have this weak pawn, but it really can't be emphasized, and you have 2 versus 1. So that's just a line I wanted to show you guys, if you ever get into that. Okay, there's, instead of b4 or b3, there's d takes c, that's in line, a3, and by the way, these are both question marks, so they're not the best moves in this line. They're both question marks. So let's take a look at the d5. Bishop takes d5, so now you're threatening this pawn. He's got a weak pawn here. The queen can retreat back to c7, and you got a lot of attack, let's just say. Castles, and knight g4 with, you can also do a double attack that way, and then attack here. And it's actually better for black in that line. Also, this line also falls apart too. Pawn takes, pawn takes. So remember we talked about when he moves his knight to either d4 or d2 or a3, then you take. You wait till that point, and that's exactly what he did. So we took, and now this is becoming a weakness that we can emphasize. And let me see, knight takes. Oh, my bad, he doesn't take back. He does the old traditional bang. Who's thinking to himself, oh, there we go there. and c takes d, and then queen takes b. And now we're picking up some material. He's playing here. He's going to try to trap our queen, by the way. So we gotta be really on the ball here. Check, king f1, and then now we retreat our queen to a5, and we solidify. We guard this pawn here, or this square where he wants to fork and win a rook. We're up, I believe, up 2 pawns. Yep, 2 pawns. Actually, 1 pawn, sorry. And we're gonna go on to win. Just with proper play like bishop here, castles, and rook over, we should be Operation Go-Go. Okay, if you don't like that, there's also another 2 other lines. There's castles. There's f1, which is actually a mistake here. Let me see, is there any other ones? Yep. And then there's if you don't like that move, there is also the not e3, d3. That's a line too. And let me see, is there any other ones? Nope. So let's start into castling, which is also, I forgot to put a question mark. These are all question mark moves. Okay, let me see. Castle. Did we already do castles? I think. Did we already do it? No, we haven't done castles. So then e takes, c takes, and then knight to f5 and triple attack, which is much better for black. So king to f1, which is a pretty interesting one. We take, pawn takes, and then f5. f5 comes in many different lines. R, if you can, he goes g4 to double attack sometimes this pawn twice. c3, remember that, because he gets to the best square. F takes, oops, knight a4, queen b4, bishop d2, queen e7, g5, f6, e takes f, g takes f, knight takes d, hold on, I missed something somewhere here. Okay, let's see, move 12. Okay, let's see. Okay, we have f5, knight c7. Okay, takes. That gets an exclam mark. I almost forgot to put our exclams in. a4, queen b4. So we got that. So far, so good. Bishop d2, queen a7. Not b5. Not b5. g5. F, pawn takes, there we go. Knight takes, g takes, h check, king d8, rook c1, knight takes, queen takes, and bishop g3. And black is better in here. Black's better, so we'll have to do better than that. D3 tries to prove that there's a game, I believe. Let me see if the game's here. Come on. Yep. It's Barry. Where's Barry? C takes D, C takes D, and then bishop D7. Sorry, here to D7. C2, and then knight to B4 with an equal position here. Let's see if there's any games that. Yep, there's a couple games, and white actually wins in those lines. This is actually not the best line. C3. There's a sub line. Knight F7. Takes. A3. D6. B4. Castle queen side. Bishop E3. King B8 to get off this check and thing. Queen D3. And knight to E7 with idea of rerouting. So this is an equal. Slightly better for black. King E2 was actually a mistake that was actually played in the game, so that's what we're going over as a game. So Rook C8, and now we're going over some pretty good HC1. Knight F5. Sorry to take care of that. Bishop D2, because he wants to keep his bishops. He doesn't want to lose his bishop pair. C4. Bishop E3. Rook H to C. And now there's a little bit of a problem here. There's a big problem actually here. This right here, there's also another subline that from one of our lines. It gets exclaimed. It's kind of an interesting move. Bishop takes, C takes is a standard position from Benjamin versus Schenkt. That's what this was actually from a game. Let's see if the game's there. Nope. Nope. So, but what was actually played was B3. C takes, Knight F. Of course, B4 is a playable move, but not the best. King F1, because you see why if the bishop, if the knight intercepts, you can actually play pawn takes, or even here we go. If you don't want knight takes, if you want bishop, you can always play bishop takes, queen takes, and then really there's no way to protect this pawn. It's gonna fall, this pawn will fall. So that's why he has to move his king. Either way the pawn's gonna fall. And then castles, which is an interesting idea, because now you know what he's planning. F6. White, black's the next break. Still untried. This would prevent your opponent from actually playing. You can actually, you could play here. if need be. After this, takes, you have this. So F5, B3, B2, bishop B, king F1, and then castles for black. The position after F1 has been outrageously fabulous for to black's pieces. Here, 60% of the people have actually won by playing E7. With about 100 points of performance increased. Basically, with white places, excuse me, you can go up like 100 points easily if you know how to handle these situations. So G3, castles, king G2, F6 for a break, A3. Hold on, what did I miss here? Oh, my bad. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, after this, I'm sorry. This is actually the move. Sorry about that, guys. Not this. This is actually well placed. We got to keep it there. This is the move that they're talking about with a 60% win ratio. I knew we had it a little awkward there. So not to worry. Now we got this. King G, and now the break makes sense. Power attack. And then we just bring the bishop back. Everything is flowing to our setup. We're really happy here. F takes, D takes, and then bishop to C5, which is surprisingly an exclam. It was like, what in the world? This fractures white's pawns and allows for queen takes. So if takes here, we pick up, we're attacking here, we're attacking there, and so if he tries this, what do? Wham! We take it. So he goes G4, F E8, or E7, knight to C3. There we go. And then bishop takes F2, and it's like, youch. It's like black's starting to get his pieces peeled away. Queen E3. And now rook F1, G6. We're starting to bring the reinforcements in. Rook takes, F4, king F1, H3. This rook's gonna have to move. Queen E1, knight takes. Wow, power attack. Bishop takes, and then boom, we take the knight. Oh man, tactics galore, guys. Tactics galore. And then E3. Now we have an attack. We have so much attack here for black. Loving this. I'm just loving it. Queen G6 was played, which is a blunder. Oh, why did he do that? He's so close to victory. So close. Don't do that. Don't play that. I want to see what's actually played this best. Yeah. Smash it home. Smash it. Boom. You know, and then king takes. Then what do? Rook takes. Let's go. We're going for the takeout. Now bishop. If bishop takes and rook to F8, now we're winning. We're totally winning here. Queen E3. Rook takes. bang, queen takes, and then queen takes, wham, and now we're up a whole piece here. If he plays there, we just grab that. He'll win his pawns back, but I don't know if, is it enough though? I think we're still okay. But he retreated back. It's like, really? It's so sad. And then, but black blunders right back too. It's like, I mean, black blundered, and then knight takes F, and white resigned here. Yeah, he lost his opportunity. He got destroyed. So castles, and then knight to c3. You can also play, if you don't like knight c3, bishop d3. Let's see, is there any other ones? There's g4. Let's see, is there anything else? Let me see. Yes, a3. Okay, so let's check out bishop d3 first. f6 with an exclam mark. Kaboom. This is a really powerful move. Bishop takes knight, and at this point f takes e. Oops, sorry. E takes f. That's what I mean. E takes f, then e takes f. Hold on, let me make sure. So f takes e5. There we go. Which is an interesting move. So it was f takes e5. Bishop c2, which is actually an inaccurate move, mistake. e4, 91. Everything's getting, oops, not d2. Everything's getting pushed back. e5. Now the pieces are starting to collapse. F. How is e takes f? Oh, here we go. I knew we missed something. Let me see. Okay, e4 and 5. Hold on. Let me make sure that I have this right. So 13. Let's make sure we got this. So e4, e1. Oh, gotcha. Even better. f5. I knew there was a better one. a3. Bishop d6. b4. E takes d. Bishop b3. Bishop e6. Oops, not that. Bishop e6. You know what they do is the threat is more important than the execution. f3. E takes f. Knight takes f. Rook takes f3. And it's like, wow. Kaboom. And this is actually winning here. Winning for black. This is totally winning. I don't. Let me see if there's a game. There should be a game that goes to this. Nope. Because if he takes here, you have such a. I think it's a mate almost. If he takes here, yeah, I think that's right. You get into this pattern. Bring the rook over. Mate 6. And you get mate. So G4 was played. It is an old and the most dangerous line which deserves some talk about. There's a lot that could be played here. Knight h6, and white usually plays h3, which is kind of a, this is actually a dubious move. h3, because you're thinking about holding, because we have f6, remember, and then we can reroute our knight. So it's not like our knight's trapped. Not one bit, my friends. F takes e. Rook takes. He may try this move here. If he tries that, what do we put? We take, and we're still up. And we have material advantage there. I just always wanted to see what would happen. Okay. So he goes a3 instead. Which this is actually the main line. Bishop to e6. g6. g5. Rook takes. Bishop takes. Knight f5, knight d2, and bishop to d7 with it, which is an exclam move here. Black's just walking all over white. g4, c takes, b4, rook f8. Hold on, what? Oh, rook f8, gotcha. For black. Bishop takes. Oops, not that. Nope. Bishop takes here. Knight takes. f3. b5 check. King e1. And rook to f4. With a tremendous attack about to explode on the scene. f5, f3 to hold whatever he can together, and then in comes the queen, and this actually led to a resignation. If this isn't played for white, there's a line that could be played, and it's rook to g1, f6, which, if you're noticing, it does a tremendous amount of an attack. E takes, rook takes, g5, rook takes f, bishop takes, there's actually h takes g, and rook to f7, because I believe if he takes here, what actually does happen if he takes? Okay, there we go. Okay, I just wanted to take a look to see. And rook comes back to h2 like what we said. Bishop d3. Hold on. Hold on, let me see. Gotta make sure I got this right. Ah, e5. There we go. Yeah, we're coming crashing home. h5, a4 to shut that down. Bishop e2. This is actually a game in London, 1978. So let's go to move 15. After rook takes. This is like what we talked about. What happens after takes? We already talked about this one, so. Or did we? Let me see. Okay, well, no, we did this one here, so we gotta now look at and see what would happen if this takes. So we did have the right line then. F5, G4, Bishop D there. Queen C3, or Bishop Knight C3, not Queen. Rook D8 or F8, A4, Queen C7, which gives you an interesting position, to say the least. King to G1 and E8 with that type of an idea. Knight to C5, exclam, nice job. Which of course we know that Knight F takes, oh, not there, sorry. And slightly better for black here. Very slight. Our last one is A3, which is the one that tries black's pieces the most. We retreat back. B4. Because black's trying to lock everything. I mean, white's trying to lock everything on the queen side down. G3. F takes E, of course. D takes E, and then kaboom! A5. It's like, hello, the army's coming. You better get ready. Let's see. Remember this? We don't really much care if he takes, because we could take it. If he takes, we take with the bishop. All of our pieces are developed at that point. So G4, F to D4, which in this line is black is winning. Oops, actually, hold on, let me see. Yeah, black is totally winning here. There's really nothing he can do. So F6 was played, and then knight A5. if you wanted to continue with the game after a4, there's queen d8. This, actually I gotta put where it left off. Just hold on. I'm just gonna put a triangle right there so that we know this is the continuation potentially, but we want to know where it stops. There's Harry. He's our hero. He's gonna charge down that board no matter what it takes. And then a7. Interesting move. Bishop d3. And then bishop to d7, which is an exclam. Everything's starting to reroute towards the king side because that's where he's gonna castle. And rook to c1. Bishop e8. Remember, h5, and then bishop to g8 here, or g5. Active pieces and totally winning. This is all of black's pieces are active. White's stuck with a weak e5 pawn, and all black's got to do is slowly disassemble White's pieces, and then this will end up becoming a thorn in his side for weakness. What Black's going to try to do, guys, is trade off all these pieces and leave White with a horrible. He's going to try to do this and leave White with a horrible bishop. Either he's going to keep a knight on the board, he's either going to trade that off, or he's going to keep something like this, and then we'll have these two pieces here. This piece for White will be left, and that piece for Black. When everything's traded off, this is the idea. He either wants this, or he wants that piece. Either this piece here for Black, or that piece. It all depends. Okay, with that, we'll get on to our puzzles now, and I'll be right back. Okay, so you guys take a look, write in the chat what you think about this puzzle, and we'll come back and go over it. Okay. Oops, sorry about that. I'm gonna move this chair over here. Okay, let's see, what do we got, guys? What do we have here? Okay, let's take a look to see how our streaming's doing. Perfect. We'll do like one or two of these, and then I gotta log. Okay, dokie. I'm thinking either D4, D6. I'm thinking D6 or Queen takes F2 isn't the best move, so it's either of those two ideas. What do you guys think? Because the idea is I'm going to try to push my pawn down the board. See, with D6, it's actually D6 check, so that when the king will move, I'm not sure where. We'll go D7, and we should, and probably bishop will take D7, and queen takes D7. And I think we'll be up a piece in that line. Oh, I'm sorry, not queen takes. Rook takes. I apologize. That is not. It's not queen. It's rook takes D7. And then we should have a pretty good battery here, and maybe even a win. You never know. So let's give it a shot. They might be under maintenance. We'll So we had the right first move, but we didn't have the finish. So we'll do one more. Let's do this right, guys. Let's do this right. I'm thinking it might be queen all the way to d8. That's what I'm thinking. I don't really see any drawback to that, except he may check, then he runs out of checks after he checks. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. This is the move. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh. We'll try one more. So I had the right idea about the back rank issue, but just not the right move. We have queen to d8 check, king takes g7. So queen d8 check, king takes d7. Pawn takes. Let's give it a shot. Okay, we have king g3, queen check, king up. If pawn push, king there, and well, then maybe he's at. No, he can't play there because takes, and we win on piece. Well, we'll stop here. We'll do one casual, then we'll log. Ugh. Not too good tonight. I thought we had it there. I'll just do this here. Let's try our ideas. Should win a piece here. think I can get this pawn rolling. That was a good game. We'll end on that. You know what? You have to remember that you have to learn. You're not always going to be 100%. I learned a lot from those puzzles, though. That was an interesting setup for sure. So what we have to do is remember that, you know what? Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. And you know what, guys? We're doing really good. Our women's team is first almost, and so keep them in your thoughts and prayers when you're thinking. And also the men's also in the Olympiad right now. I think we're like third or second. So we're getting close. We're getting up there again. We might get gold again. So just pray for our guys and gals too. And so what we have to do is remember to, like Hannibal Smith, just keep pushing forward and learn. You know what? if you get them all wrong, and you know what, that as long as you learn from it, that's what matters. It's not always about getting them right, because the most of the time you learn the most from actually getting them wrong. I know that sounds like really odd, but that's the truth. And like I believe it was Nakamura said, if you either play 3 games and you lose them, stop, or 2 games and you lose them. I also believe in puzzles. If you don't get 3 puzzles right, stop, and then come back again later and do them, because you don't want to get into a spree of losing. That's just like a downward spiral, so you don't want to do that. Remember, we are the ones that actually make our limits. We set our limits, guys. So don't set your limits short of what your potential is for the Lord. Okay? Remember to strive for the mark of your high calling, which is the potential that He's given you. And always, always remember that all authority and knowledge comes from above. Okay? That's one thing I have to always keep in remembrance when these you get 3 in a row and you're like, oh man, so close. I had, out of 3 moves, I had 2, and then the last one, drat, we got it wrong. But did we learn from it? Yes. So like what we do, we hang up our coat, we hang up our hat, we sit down and work. Even if we get them wrong, we sit down and do them and learn from them why they're wrong. Okay? Never lose out on an opportunity to learn something. That's you know what, I think it was Edison or Einstein, I forgot which one, said he was working on the light bulb. I think it was Thomas Edison. And he, I believe so, said that he failed out of 1,000, 999 times. And they asked him, weren't you a failure? And he says, no. He says, I did this. I found 999 ways to not make a light bulb, but that one he did. And today I'm sitting under a light bulb and teaching you guys. So it's that stick to itness that he didn't do it till he found it. Okay, I'll leave you guys with those thoughts, as Wesley So says, for the Lord Jesus. As I say, God bless, and I'll see you guys next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, evening, guys, and Lord willing, I'll be back on, and we'll keep pushing forward. Win, lose, or draw, we're going to learn from it. Okay, so remember that. Always, always keep pushing forward. Okay, guys, be blessed, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, be blessed, guys. Bye-bye.